So you want to know how much you should set aside for maintenance for your semi truck. I got you. What's going on? Jorge Cruz, owner and founder of OTRF Transport. Just going for a little stroll, and I got a question on one of my YouTube videos here about how much somebody should set aside to have maintenance reserves ready to service their truck. And most people don't know there actually is a proven system that JB Hunt uses. Now, to be quick, I was using a 5% of the total freight pay, which served me well. But the one system JB Hunt uses is something I should have adopted because theirs is a lot more accurate. Here's what it looks like. All right, so JB Hunt uses a 6 cents per mile system. Now here's what that is broken down. The average solo driver is gonna drive around 100,000 miles a year. It's 2,500 miles per week, 5,000 every 2 weeks, 10,000 miles every month. Now, of course, you gotta factor in downtimes, layovers, maybe home time, because if you look at just 10,000 miles per month, you're gonna notice that's 120,000 miles. But remember, we gotta account for stoppages. There's a lot of little things that can go wrong or things that you choose to avoid because maybe you just wanna spend some time at home. So what this amounts to is about 6,000 miles saved up every year. Now, of course, you're not gonna have 6 grand just saved up unless you save a little more aggressively because you're gonna have to service your truck before you reach that amount. Now remember, this is just a maintenance savings rate. This is not including any home savings. So once you factor in any expenses, anything else that you have to deal with, and then you're separating the money that you take after all of that, after taxes, and then you're budgeting for your home. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the truck. And this is just routine maintenance. So like I said, it's not gonna factor in catastrophic events that maybe you don't see coming. Someone cuts you off, something from your truck gets stolen and you have to replace it. It's going to cost around $6,000 per year for just regular routine maintenance. Okay, now that leads to the next point. Do you keep the 6 cents per year, or excuse me, 6 cents per mile consistently, or do you change it? You actually have to change it. Here's what that looks like. Now the rule is 6 cents per mile for every year the truck is old, for up to about 3, maybe 4 years. You want that to be the cutoff, especially if you have either an employee or a set of team drivers, because that is going to impact the cost, and it reaches a point where you're better off cycling the truck out. Excuse me, I don't want to trip here. So that'll mean for the first year, you've theoretically or technically saved up $6,000. The second year, it would be 12 cents per mile because the truck is now 2 years old. So you're looking at $12,000. And then you can see the third year, it would be $18,000. So you can see it starts to become cost prohibitive. So if you want to be a one-man operation your entire career, you want to make sure you know some solid mechanics, maybe join a repair network for catastrophic events, somebody trusted. But you also really need to learn how to be handy yourself. Of course, becoming a certified diesel mechanic is difficult because it's different from a regular gasoline engine, but you want to be able to get comfortable turning the wrench yourself as often as possible, and then leaving the big stuff or anything you can't handle to the professionals to minimize your costs. Versus myself, I'm in the process of going towards starting the fleet and just joining a repair network, and then establishing a partnership with the local mechanic where I live for regular service when I call my drivers back. But that's a whole other video, and I got that one coming soon. But the rule of thumb is 6 cents per mile for every year that the truck is old, and that system should serve you well until ultimately you decide to either get handy or cycle your truck out, depending on what path you want to go towards. Now that last part would boil down to the direction you want to take your career, which is a whole other concept of itself, and I got that one in the works too. But other than that, let's check out this view. So I wanted to keep that one simple. It's short, it's a very simple system. I'm Jorge Cruz, OTRF Transport, OTRFtransport.com, and like, subscribe, share, leave a comment if you have any questions, and take care. It's funny being a YouTuber because like once you get past the anxiety of like people seeing you and they get all uncomfortable because they don't understand, it becomes like a game to see how many awkward faces I can spot. At first it was weird. But like, it's pretty hilarious. Oh, shit, I'm gonna be louder.